Hi guys! Today we're going to be doing stop motion. And first things first, just let me show you what to do. So this is my iPad, and first you need to download this app. Can you see it here? This app. You have to download it so you can do stop motion. There's a better version of this app if you do this. If you pay, which I haven't, you can do everything you want. Like you can delete your hand in pictures, such as if you want the character to jump, your hand will come in, right? So in the special one, you could rub your hand out in the pictures. So now I'll teach you how to do stop motion. So first, let me get the place I want to capture. There. Now, I'm going to be showing the cage coming in. So we need everything to be as still as possible. As still as possible. So, first take one photo of nothing there. Then you slowly introduce this bit by bit. You can see a small corner here, even though it may not be shown on camera. Then you move it in a bit more. Another picture. Slightly a bit more. Another picture. You keep this process going. If you want things to suddenly appear, that's the only time you can. Oops. Like in some pictures, your hand might come in. Like as I thought in that picture, I thought that my finger had come in, because if your finger comes in, all the magic disappears of it going in all by itself. It slowly starts to turn so that you can see what's inside. What will lure the thing that's going to come into the cage? There always has to be a small plot or a theme to why you're making the stop motion video. Okay, now, sometimes this bit comes blurry, but that's just the focus. Now, let's do a bit of onion skinning. So there'll be this thing on the side, which will make it show where the thing was before. See? Now, I'm gonna get the things that will lure the dog to get to the front. I want to show it. Remember to try and align it as perfectly as you can, because the slightest difference can get spotted. You have to make sure that it's in the right position. Like sometimes it's too hard to position it perfectly. So what you might do is just leave it as it is and just take another photo to show that it's moved a little, and then make it go forwards again. Now I'm going to move the onion skinning off, just to make it more simple for me. It will slowly start turning a little bit more. You can make anything you want using stop motion. Now I'll make the cage door open, but first it has to start opening little by little. Try to keep whatever device you're making it on as still as you can, because any movement and it might spoil the magic. Well, I'm just saying magic because it seems magical how the things can start moving on their own. Try as hard as you can not to get your finger in the shoot. Well, photo. But if you do, you can still delete it, as I'll show you now. See, my hand came into the photo. But don't worry, because you can delete the picture. See? Now, the picture you want to take, you can take it again. Remember to keep it in the same position it was before. Now, let's open the cage door a tiny bit more. One last bit. Now the dog will come into the frame. First, the tiny snout. The dog will move millimeter by millimeter into the frames because we don't want the dog to magically appear, because unless you want it to teleport. See, the dog's now slowly coming into frame. It may not show as well on camera, but the dog has now come into frame and is now moving towards the cage, for it has seen 2 treats here. So let's take another snap. Now, here's the most fun bit. The doggo won't know that it's a trap. There's usually a plot or a theme to what's happening. The dog will now slowly start moving its head and towards us, as though it's looking to see if it's okay to go in. See? There. The doggo is not looking at us. I wanted to stare at us for a little while. Now we're going to move the doggo's head back. Slowly. Slowly. Now, the doggo will look at the cage. The dog is now slowly moving towards the cage again. Keep taking photos, and when you want a moment to stay longer, take more photos. Like I did when the dog was looking at us. Now, the dog is slowly approaching the cage because it wants to see what's inside and eat the treats. These small errors happen at times where your finger might come into a shot, or the dog might fall over, or whatever you're filming might get messed up. So it's okay to make mistakes in stop motion, because stop motion's hard, but once you get used to it, it'll be easier. The dog's now slowly going inside the cage. The dog's moving in. Now the dog lifts its hind legs up and is now standing at the edge of the cage. It goes in. The door will slowly start shutting on the dog. Most animations have at least 50 pictures, but if you want, you can make it less. There. Now the door has shut on the dog. Now the dog will be screaming because we'll be adding audio afterwards. So let's take a few pictures to show what's happening. Then the cage will slowly start opening as though the cage forgives the dog. And I'll tell you again that please try and keep whatever device you're filming on steady. So, the door is now opening. You may take more than one photo. Now the dog will slowly start coming out. The butt comes out first. Little by little. The paws. And slowly, the dog starts backing away from the cage. Now the dog will turn to run away from the cage because he is scared of what might happen to him if he goes in again. Because he does not want to get trapped in there again, does he? That means no. He's coming towards now. The exit. He's coming towards the exit. See? Now, the animation's almost done. Now the dog's exiting. But oops, I've got my hand in this photo. But as you know that you can delete the picture. For the scene's the same. You can take the picture again. The dog is now exiting. And now the cage will slowly shut, and the cage too will exit. Remember to move your hand straight away after you've taken the picture. Now we're done with the animating. Now let's watch the movie all together. Let me just get to the start. Now, here's the cage coming in. Now the dog will come in. Go inside the cage and get trapped. This is where we'll put in audio. The dog is running away. The cage door will close and the cage will go away. Now, we don't need to hold this anymore. Now it depends on the positioning because now we're going to be adding audio. The surroundings need to be quiet so that only the audio you make will come. You can take the audio more than once if the first audio doesn't sound right. Like I'll show you now. 3, 2, 1. There. Now let's play to see how it seems. I think the timing might have been a little bad at the start, so we'll cancel this one and sound it again. So, now, if you have the better version, you can add credits, such as the movie. I've never been able to add credits before, but other people have. Such as in this video, it shows how you can add credits.
A good movie title is always important.
See? You can always add movie titles and such stuff. But you need to get the premium version to do so. I won't be able to get the premium version, but I'm happy with what I've got. Now that's the end of the video. Bye!